The LG V20 user here, and today I'll be giving you guys my 30-day review on Verizon Unlimited Postpaid Plan. I switched to this plan on April 10th. My cousin did anyway, so I'm on my cousin's plan. So he switched to the Verizon Unlimited on April 10th. So I'm gonna give you guys what I have experienced in the first 30 days of having this plan, and so far it's been pretty good in my opinion. As you guys can see here, I took a screenshot of how much data I've used from April 11th until May 10th, which was yesterday. My billing cycle ended yesterday. Today's May 11th, 2017, and I've used 321 gigabytes of data. That's much data I have ever used on a smartphone. I was shocked to see how much data I've used. But I was trying to see how much data I could use in 1 month with this Verizon Unlimited plan. If you guys are wondering what I've been doing in the last month, I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos, uploading a lot of YouTube videos and all that, watching YouTube and shit, playing games, using the internet, fucking doing speed tests, fucking downloading apps, fucking using mobile hotspot like a motherfucker. I've used almost 300 gigabytes of hotspot alone, because I got like 4 devices connected in the screenshot here. I have my laptop connected, and I have and I have other phones connected to it as well, and the Amazon Fire tablet connected to this. The hotspot thing, if you guys didn't know, you're supposed to get 10 gigabytes of 4G. You're supposed to get 10 gigabytes of 4G LTE hotspot. Then it started on the 3G speeds after 10 gigabytes, which Verizon's 3G speeds is better than Sprint's 3G speeds, and 3G speeds is better than 2G speeds. So I don't care about the throttling. I don't care about the throttling of the 3G hotspot. I don't care about that. It don't bother me too much. I don't care. I mean, it's unlimited hotspot, still usable. So yeah. So yeah, I didn't get no text messages saying about you've exceeded 10 gigabytes of hotspot. You'll be throttled on the 3G on the hotspot. I didn't get no text on that. A lot of people didn't get a text on that. Some people may have gotten text on that because Verizon, I think, now is starting to enforce the 10 gigabyte threshold. After 10 gigabytes, your hotspot will be throttled on the 3G. I think Verizon is going to start to implement that. But I personally don't care if it gets started in the 3G. I don't care, because it's better than 2G. So I mean, I can't even complain about that. So yeah. In the first 30 days of having this plan, it's been pretty good on the Verizon Unlimited plan. In my opinion, it's been pretty good. But for some fucking reason, my data would just fucking cut out for no reason. It would just cut out. I would lose signal. I would lose data signal. I would have to cut the phone off and cut the phone back on. I did have an issue with hotspot for one night, but that was only for a few hours. Verizon said that it was a Verizon issue and that it was widespread. I don't know if you guys had any problems with this hotspot in the last month or so, but I did for one night. It was only for a couple hours. I couldn't use my hotspot for a couple hours, but that was alright. I messaged Verizon on Facebook and asked them what was going on, and they told me there was a widespread outage, but they fixed it, and it's been working good ever since. I've used almost 300 gigabytes of mobile hotspot alone. Like I said, I've been watching Netflix, YouTube, browsing the internet on my laptop and everything else. And I've also connected my phone to my PlayStation 3 to play Madden 16 and shit like that. It's been pretty dope on that. But when I was playing the goddamn head-to-head season thing on Madden 16 on the PlayStation 3, it did lag a little bit. It lagged terribly. I'm not sure if it was my Wi-Fi connection or my hotspot connection or whatever. But other than that, the PlayStation just connected to my hotspot just fine. I didn't have no issues with the hotspot, but sometimes my PlayStation would say that the EA servers would disconnect, but that's a EA server issue. That's not a Verizon issue. But it connects to my PlayStation 3 just fine. It connects to my laptop just fine. It connects to anything I can connect to it just fine. Like I said, I watch a lot of YouTube videos, Netflix and shit. And I think when Verizon starts to enforce the 10 gigabyte throttling at the LTE 10 gigabyte hotspot, the 3G, I don't think I'm able to use over 300. I don't think I'll be able to use close to 300 gigabytes of hotspot. But who knows? But like I said, 3G is better than 2G speeds anyway, so you can't really complain. You can't really complain too much about that. I mean, it's a lot better than going from 4G to 2G. So for Verizon strategy, speed is it's pretty decent, you know. So if Verizon does enforce the hotspot thing, I think they will. You should be able to still watch YouTube, Netflix, and standard definition video. You might be able to watch some HD videos. You won't be able to watch 4K videos on 3G. You won't be able to do that because it would buffer, but you still be able to play games and do whatever you want to. Yeah, I'm glad that my cousin switched to this plan, man. Cause I got excited when I found out I could use all the data I want. You know, I was trying to use all the data I could fucking can in a month, and I've used over 300 gigabytes. I've seen some people on YouTube use 3, 4, 5, 6, 700 gigabytes of data on Verizon Unlimited. I also watched a video from the Planet Earth. Shout out to the Planet Earth on YouTube. He did a video saying that he used a terabyte of data in 1 month, and he contacted Verizon, and Verizon then shut off his service. He said that he was doing it in an experiment. So that gives me hope, but I'm not gonna try. I don't want to use a terabyte of data because I don't want my shit to get cut off. I don't want my cousin's shit to get cut off either. You know, because that's just being rude. If you're using like a couple terabytes of data, which I think it's probably possible if you do it in a month. If you fucking download shit all day and stream like 4K videos all day and download movies and all that, if you download constantly and stream constantly, I think you would be able to get to a terabyte of data or more. But like I said, I fucking done. And I used my phone mostly for hotspot mostly the first month. Like I said, I used it on my PlayStation 3, it works fine. Used it on my laptop, works fine. I have a couple phones connected to it. I have Amazon Kindle Fire connected to it. I mean, anything I connect to it works just fine. The hotspot's pretty fast. So you know, in the first 8 days of having Verizon Unlimited, it's been pretty good. Except for the only problem that I've been having is my data just fucking gets cut off for no reason. That's not a Verizon issue. That's probably my phone just being fucking stupid. I need to get my phone replaced, and I might do that. Hopefully, it won't cost anything to get it replaced because my V20 is under warranty for another 6 months. So, we'll see. So, yeah, but so far I'm loving the Verizon Unlimited plan. I'm glad they bought Verizon. I'm glad they bought unlimited data back. I'm sure a lot of people got excited about that. They do have the 22 gigabyte deprioritization thing, which I'm way past that. Obviously, as you guys can see, that 321 gigabytes. I don't care about the deprioritization thing. I don't care about that. I'd rather be deprioritized and throttled for the rest of the month. But if you get deprioritized, you will only be deprioritized or only for a short amount of time during peak hours during congestion. If you're on a congested tower, but if you're not, you won't really have to worry about that. So I'd rather be deprioritized and then throttled, you know, because deprioritization is not that bad, but throttling sucks ass. And if they do throttle your data, it's the 128 kilobytes a second on all fucking carriers. But you know, it is what it is. But I'd rather be deprioritized anyway instead of being throttled. Deprioritized when I got deprioritized, I was still able to use my phone for whatever I wanted to do, watch YouTube and shit like that, use Hotspot or whatever. I just can't believe I used this whole. I can't believe I used a whole lot of data. I was shocked when I used 100 gigabytes of data. I was fucking shocked. But I used 100 gigabytes in like the first week of having the plan. So you know, this is fucking crazy. And I think if they implement the 10 gig, I think if Verizon implements the hotspot throttling at the 10 gigabytes of LTE, the 3G, I don't think that I will use as much data because they would throttle my hotspot by then. but I hear that Verizon is starting to implement to start. I'm hearing that Verizon is starting to enforce the 10 gigabyte falling of hotspot after 10 gigabytes of LTE to 3G. But yeah, like I said, that don't mean nothing to me. I mean, 3G speed is better than 2G speed. You should still be able to do pretty much what you want after 10 gigabytes on 3G hotspot. You should be able to watch YouTube, Netflix, games, and all that. You might be able to watch some HD video, but 4K video you might not be able to watch it clearly. It might just buffer if you try to watch 4K videos at 3G speeds on Verizon, and you need pretty fast speeds to do 4K videos anyway. And yeah, I just cannot fucking believe I've used over 300 fucking gigabytes of data without new fucking messages or anything like that. But whenever Verizon starts to enforce the throttling of the hotspot, I think you'll get a text message saying that you've exceeded 10 gigabytes of LTE hotspot. Then you should be throttled on the 3G at 10 gigabytes for the rest of the month on your hotspot. But I haven't gotten that text message yet. On the Verizon, you do get 10 gigabytes of LTE hotspot on each line, so it's not shared. So I'm happy about that. You know, I don't have Wi-Fi at my house, so you know, I use my data for a lot of shit, and I just cannot fucking believe I used over 320 gigabytes of fucking data, dude. Like I said, I've used a lot of hotspot and YouTube, and then Google Play Store to download apps and shit like that, and fucking speed tests. I've done like a lot of speed tests and shit like that. I think the worst speeds I've gotten since having this plan was 2 megabytes down, but I think those during congestion hours. But like 5 seconds later, I did another speed test. Like one time I did a speed test and it was like 2 megabytes down, and 5 seconds later I did another speed test and it was like 50 megabytes down. So it's kind of hard to do a speed test when you get started. It's kind of hard, but you know, I don't care about the deprioritization thing. I'd rather be deprioritized and then throttle for the rest of the month. If you deprioritize, you want to be deprioritized for a little bit, then your speed should return back to normal. But that's not during peak hours. That's your deprioritized during peak hours, or if you're on a congested tower. So just keep that in mind. It's a lot better than throttling. Throttling sucks ass. So yeah. That's what I've experienced in the first 30 days of having Verizon Unlimited Postpaid. It's pretty good. I'm glad that my cousin switched his plan. I'm so happy that he did. You know, it's fucking awesome. I can use my data freely. I don't have to worry about overages and all of that shit. You know, it's great. So yeah, we'll see how much data I'll use next month. If I use more than 320 gigabytes of data, I will do another video. If I use less than that, I will not do another video, but we'll see. But I'm just curious to see of when Verizon's going to enforce that 10 gigabyte LTE hotspot threshold throttling. I wonder when they're going to enforce that. Which I personally don't care about that, because like I said, 3G is better than 2G. So at least 3G you still be able to do whatever you want. You should be able to watch maybe HD videos, standard definition videos, Netflix and games or whatever you want to do. You should be able to do it at 3G speeds on your hotspot. So yeah, 321 gigabytes of fucking data, dude. God damn, dude. And most of it was from hotspot. I used like 295 gigabytes of hotspot, which is fucking crazy. Yeah, it's fucking crazy, and this plan's pretty good. I like this plan a lot, and yeah, thanks Verizon for bringing back unlimited data, man. Verizon is the fucking shit. So yeah, like I said, I don't care about the deprioritization or the 10 gigabyte LTE hotspot throttling. I don't care about that, because at the 10 gigabytes of LTE hotspot, you're set to start on the 3G for the hotspot, but that's still usable. So I don't care about that. I'm pretty happy about it. But like I said, I've had a few issues, like with my data would just fucking cut out for no reason. Then I would start the phone. I would put my phone in airplane mode and wait a few seconds for for you to come back and shit. And I had one problem with my hotspot for one night, but Verizon said that it was it was a widespread Verizon issue, and they fixed it. So I hadn't had none. I hadn't had no other issues besides that. I'm able to stream Netflix just fine. No buffering whatsoever. Verizon Unlimited Postpaid Plan is it's the fucking shit. So, shout out to Verizon for bringing back unlimited data, and I'm glad they did. And I'm sure a lot of people are glad that they did too. But minus the little restrictions was I don't call them restrictions, guys, because they don't throttle your data after the thresholds like 22 gigabytes or the shit is they prioritize. But that's nothing. That's like what, 5 minutes. That's nothing. Then the hotspot after 10 gigabytes is 3G. That's nothing as well. It's still usable to do whatever you want. But if you try and watch 4K videos on 3G speeds, you may experience buffering. Because I think when you watch 4K videos, I think you need like a high speed data connection for the 4K videos to stream perfectly. So I'll just keep that in mind. So yeah, in my first 8 days of having Verizon Unlimited, it's been pretty good, minus the two issues that I've been having. My data just cutting out. That is my phone issue. That's not Verizon. That's not Verizon issue. That's my phone. It's just my phone's all fucked up and shit, and I need to get the shit replaced. So yeah, I'm just happy to be on this fucking plan, man. I'm just fucking happy, man. And I want to know how much data in like your first month of having Verizon Unlimited or any other carrier. I want to know how much data that you've used on. I want to know how much data in your first month of having unlimited data. How much data did you use on T-Mobile, Verizon, AT&T, and Sprint? How much data did you use? And how much hotspots did you use in your first month of having unlimited data? And I'll like to know your experience about that as well. So shit is in the comment section of this video. I'd like to hear your thoughts about that. So yeah, 321 gigabytes of data. It's fucking crazy. People like, oh, blah blah blah. And then I'm probably comes like, you're fucking abusing the system. No, I'm not trying to abuse the system. That's not my intention. My first month of having Verizon Unlimited was for experiment only. So it's great. Minus the two issues that I've had. The hotspot issue was just one night for a couple hours. That's really nothing. Shit happens. But my data just keeps cutting out. That's my phone. That's not a Verizon issue. So yeah, I'd like to know your thoughts about this. How much data did you use in the first month of having unlimited data on T-Mobile, Verizon, AT&T, Sprint when they brought back the unlimited data plans back in February? And how much hotspot did you use in your first month of having unlimited data? Because like I said, I've used almost 300 gigabytes of hotspot alone. So that's just fucking crazy. Like I said, I have everything connected to my phone. I have my laptop, my PlayStation 3, the Kindle Fire, Amazon tablet, a couple other phones and shit. So it works pretty good. So yeah, that's probably the longest video, but I'm just giving you guys my opinion. In the first 30, I was giving you guys my experience of Verizon Unlimited Postpaid in the first 30 days of having it, and so far it's pretty good. Minus the two things I've had problems with, but one issue got fixed, and the other issue is the data just keeps fucking cutting out, and had to cut on airplane mode for a few seconds to cut my data back on. But other than that, it's a pretty good plan. I'm glad that Verizon brought it back. So shout out to Verizon. Love you, Verizon, and I'm glad that I am a customer. So yeah. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed as long as this video, hope you guys stuck around to watch the whole thing. I would really appreciate that. So if you guys enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up, guys. It really helps me out a lot. Please rate, comment, subscribe. Thank you very much for watching my video, and then I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.